Well, good morning, everyone. Excited to see you guys. I didn't get dressed up super fancy. I did put my fancy robe on for y'all, but I'm excited to do this morning Zoom. I actually asked to be put on the list of morning Zooms just because it helps me to be accountable. And that's something I want to talk to y'all a little bit about. But I know we start our Zooms off with gratitude. And, if you're new, or if you've been hanging out with us for a hot minute, gratitude is something we do. But I don't want to see us get into a just, oh, well, it's just gratitude and it's just something that we kind of step over. I hope that it is something that we stay intentional with our gratitude. Um, there's always something to be thankful for, but yes, there's always something to be thankful for. But take the time and literally think about those things. It's easy for us to say, I'm thankful for my family, I'm thankful for my kids, I'm thankful for my home. Um, right now, thankful for the freedoms that we have, thankful for the people that have fought military, and the families that have been home supporting them. There's just so much to be thankful for. And then setting your intention of the day. Um, you know, Always think about what would make today a great day. And if you've ever done the 5 minute gratitude journal, it talks about, what would make today a great day. And a lot of times we think of, oh man, like it's been raining in Texas. So we're like, oh man, I wish it wouldn't rain today so I could get out and enjoy the day. Well, think about the people in California and in the areas that need the rain to put out their fires. So the things that you're wishing away, some people are praying for, and vice versa. And so just be conscious of, being aware of the things that are beyond your control. If you're saying, today would be a great day if it didn't rain. Today would be a great day if my kids acted good. Or, there's some things that are beyond your control. And you always say that, God moves mountains because he's good at being God and I am not. So just think about those things and be super intentional with that. And then the other part of gratitude that I think is super important is letting the people know, good morning, letting the people know that you're thankful for them. So if it's a loved one or a coworker or a boss or, you know, excuse me, somebody in your team or, you know, your husband, your spouse, your partner, whatever it is, let them know, verbalize that gratitude. Maybe it's somebody on your newsfeed that is they're positive and they give you good information, or they are always edifying and uplifting and encouraging. Not every day can literally take the time to send all those messages out of that, but you can every day take that time to at least tell your kids, tell the teacher, tell someone in your life, that you're grateful and thankful for them. So as you're putting that gratitude, thanking God, thanking the universe, thanking whatever your vibe is, just be sure that you verbalize it to the people that matter. So anyway, so we have so much to be thankful for. um I'm thankful for you guys, and like I said when I started, I asked to be put on the rotation. For me, this is just a good way to keep me accountable. I don't have to be up super super early. I like the mornings because I like that's that time before day gets crazy, and like Shannon said, I've already done this and this, and it's just before the demands of life get started. And so I always think early is good, but at the same time, I never want to guilt myself. I always want to give myself grace. And, if I didn't rest well and I need to sleep, sleep is important. If you're a mama and you've, been up all night with those babies, oh, but I'm not a good mom, or I'm not a good thriver, or I'm not a good dad because I didn't get up and before the birds and see the sunrise, all those things. Know what you need when you need it. So many times we look around and we're looking at, what does this person do? Now, I've heard success leaves clues, be the best copycat, all those different things, but we have to remember that we are all walking different journeys in life. So, for example, I may say, I'm going to get on 4 Zooms a week, and, so and so gets on 10 Zooms a week. That may not be what I'm able to do live this week. So although that I recognize that getting on Zooms are super important, it's super important for me to be plugged in and to know what's going on and know what's happening. I also have to balance that with my life, work-life balance. And so, right now people are getting it back to school. How many of you guys, our kids are back to school? For me, giggles are back to school. Um, you're getting back into your routines, things like that. So just like I said, I always say operate in grace, and not guilt. And the biggest thing that I want to say is have fun with this. Have fun. I'm looking at Jill's college. Oh yes, prayers for the mama's hearts, the ones that went to college too. That's a whole new chapter. Yeah, starting Tuesday. Okay, I have a question. Why in the world do schools do this? Now, my giggles did this was Thursday, but they started school on Thursday, and then there's some schools that are starting on Friday half day. Like, why do that to the kids? Like, it seems like it would be really crazy. Why would you start on Friday? Maybe it's just for them to get into the habit or get into the routine. I don't know, but regardless of when they start, they're getting started. So um, have fun with your Thrive business. If you're going to meet the teacher or you're going into the school, be proud about what you do for a living. Be proud about this side sling you have. Be proud of the opportunity you have, and be ready, be prepared. Things are going to be hitting and kicking for going into the school year. Make sure you get the list of activities and things that are going on in the school. And if you can, volunteer. Now, I know some of you are like, I'm hanging up on her now, but here's the thing, guys, we need to be involved in our kiddos' schools and our lives. And you're going, I'm trying to work this side hustle. I am trying to work my full-time job. I'm trying to keep up with these kids. And now you want me to go volunteer. Maybe it's once a quarter, maybe, I don't know, it's once a year, but find out what you can do to be involved, even if you're a virtual connection, if you're that mom or that dad that starts the classroom page, or maybe the teacher maybe that teacher's not organized. Lord have mercy. I don't know. I couldn't have been a teacher. One, I feel like that's a special calling. And by the little ones, I would be going crazy. The little ones, the middle school ones, I'd be swinging, slanging on them nowadays, these kids. And then the high school ones, we would be fighting. I'd be in jail. So, but maybe that teacher already has her page put together or whatever, and you can help monitor it. You can tell her, that, you do a side business and you're very familiar with group pages. You're very familiar with putting things together, and, you can offer to be that support. Maybe it's the kids athletic, they're in athletics or they're in band, or something like that, where you can be involved in your school and in your community. You know, I know that many of you are like, I build my business on social media 100%. But if okay, let me say it like this. If you're 100% where you want to be and you are comfortable and content, then that's great. But if you want to grow, you're going to have to do things outside of your comfort level. So for me, I want to grow. And so, yes, it's very, touch and go with, are we having events, not having events, people getting together, not getting together. And, you have to make those decisions on, what group and how you want to surround and how you want to be plugged in. But we're going to have to think outside the box. Now, I will say that this past year was definitely a good time for Zoom and that connection and not losing that. But as we're getting back face to face, the power of our voice, the power of connection, the power of community, don't forget that. And again, operate in wisdom and what you feel you need to do and what's right, but be that. Don't let Sally down the road be the person that offers your teacher help or assistance, or the school. Maybe you don't want to be PTO president. I didn't want to be PTO president and that sort of thing, but I was always that mama that said, Can I bring some cookies? Can I volunteer? Can I do something? Can I help? So offer so that people know who you are, and remember that likability, that trustability, um, getting into the things that your kids are involved in, and then the sports and things like that. So there's going to come a lot of things that we're going to be able to get involved in the fall, um, as we start to kind of walk into our new seasons, what's normal, not normal. The thing that I want to encourage you, and I think Shannon put the flyer together, and she said, what do you want to call him?" Like, well, I don't remember. I think it was experience, opportunity plus experience equals options. And the last few days, I have spent numerous hours on opportunity calls, three-way validation calls, and it's exciting for me because people are truly seeing that this can be options. Um, as we're still in a global pandemic, as there's still things happening, people are working from home, people are still thinking about their health, people are still, honestly, I don't like this kind of thought process, but a lot of people are operating in fear, as far as what could their jobs mean, or what's their backup plan, their plan B, thinking about, what if I were to get sick? How do I prevent myself from getting sick? What can I do to protect myself? So you have both sides of that, where you can offer them the opportunity and you can offer them the experience. So, as you are preparing to, talk to people about our new products, we're talking about Vegas, we're talking about traveling, we talk about our auto bonuses. I want to encourage you, if you're not exactly where you want to be just yet in this business, do not hesitate, whether it's physically, you're not at your goal. Um, Financially, you're not where you want to be. Um, First of all, your goal is to thrive for free. Second of all, is to bring some people on board to join you, and then to be earning that auto bonus. So if you feel like, well, I can't talk about the business because I'm not where I want to be yet, that's not true. Now, I don't like the whole fake it till you make it. I've never believed in that. I do believe that you can borrow other people's confidence in their success. Maybe you're not where you want to be with the experience. I'm going to tell you, that's a lifestyle. For me, not too long ago, I was in great shape. I felt great. I was at a very nice weight. And now remember, the number on the scale is not your worth or your value or who you are, but there is a weight on the scale. There is a confidence in my clothes that I like to be in. That's just me. And that's okay. It's not how I value who I am, but it is a kind of a checkpoint for me. So, um, and then in the last 2 months, just because of unexpected circumstances, now I'm battling weight that is not comfortable for me. So, but it's not to say that I'm not a thriver, that I don't do my 1, 2, 3 like I should, that I'm not taking care of my body. It just means life has changed for me in the last couple of months. So just know that even if you're not where, it doesn't mean that I can't still post about my thrive. Now, I haven't really posted about heat yet, just because, to be honest, I have not tried it yet. I have it. How many of y'all have tried heat? Do y'all love it? Now, some chill, I can sell you some chill. And I'm having to kind of watch my words, because I say all the time, even if it's not your favorite product, you can still talk about it because it might be somebody else's love. But I'm gonna try it. It's just that I was a little afraid. Guys, did it, and I know, did y'all feel real stimulated? Because right now my heart's still getting a little anxious, and I'm still feeling a little revved up. Like, I not sleeping like I should. I mean, literally, my rest and my chill is helping me to just keep all of this under control. So I was just afraid that, and I'm just being vulnerable with you guys, I was just afraid that heat might be like, "Ah," and then I'd be like, what do I do with all this energy? So y'all are loving it. Okay. So I'm gonna have to, I have it and I'm ready to try it because I want to post about it. But I am that person that I love to post about it, experiencing it. So I didn't I didn't want to be like, oh, this is a great thing and I haven't tried it yet. So, okay, I'm gonna have to do it. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it. Okay, so yeah, so just having fun, and that's what I want to go back to talking about it. And I'm all over the place, but one thing that I see when I'm on coaching calls and I'm talking to people is we lose the fun of this product. We get, or the opportunity, we get to the point where y'all are telling me how to start with half pack. We get to the point where it's about how many more people do I need? How much volume do I need to hit today to get to 4K? How much am I short for the month? What quota do I have to meet? How many minis do I got to get out? How many Zooms do I have to be on? Da, 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 da. And it's so regimented and it's so task driven that it's so stressful for people. And I was on a prospecting call yesterday, day before, anyway, and the girl was like, how do I do it? And she's just talking real fast, and then when she took a breath, I just said, calm down and don't overthink it. You already know how to post, you already know how to share. She's been in the industry. And I said, have fun with it. Show that what you're doing in the morning. Show how you're incorporating this with your kids. Show how it's you're doing it in your everyday life, but don't just be a thriver. Incorporate it in everything. This goes back to, guys, remembering what are the things that you're passionate about. What are the things that you enjoy? Now, if you don't work outside of the home, or you do work outside the home, you're going to get in more of a routine because the kids are going to go back to school if you have kids. And what are you going to do with that time? The time that you have during the day, you're like, oh, I got to do laundry and da. Okay, you're going to have a little more time. Don't spend that time just scrolling social media or getting caught up in the social spaces. Spend that time being super intentional with knowing your passion points. What are the things that you're passionate about? What are the things that you enjoy? The other night I got on a live that Trent Shelton did, and I loved listening. I love listening to him. And if y'all don't follow him, he's amazing. He has been so awesome. And this is not to brag and nothing special about me, but he's been sending me messages. I'm loving that you're getting better. I'm so glad you're healing now. The reason that Trent does that is, if you don't know, as a team, before Trent ever hit the big stage, we hired him as a team and had him do, I don't know if any of y'all were here during that time, but we hired him to speak to our team, and we had like 300, 400 people. So it was super cool. So before he was on the come up, we hired him for one of his first big speaking events. So it was super cool. So it's so awesome to watch where he is now and watch him on the rise. But he said it the other day, and I just forgot what he said. It just left me. But yeah. And I was like, hey, he must have been on my Excel empire the other day. No, not really. He wasn't. But he said, notice and recognize what you're doing. Is it draining you, or is it charging you? And I want to say that about your business. And I cautiously say that because you may go, oh, well, it's draining me. Okay, well, I'm going to say it's not, you don't need to give up on this business. You don't need a new business. You don't need a new team. You don't need a new leader. You just need to plug into different people. I love the power of layered leadership. Layered leadership to me is one of the most valuable things that I have as a leader. When life took me out at the knees, I was able to keep getting paid. The team kept going because I've created layered leadership. You guys kept doing your Zooms, you kept doing like everything kept flowing because I've poured into layered leadership. But that goes with the fact that layered leadership means there's all different leadership styles. It's kind of like my drawers here. You have this leader, this leader, this leader, and this leader. I would never tell anybody, I didn't know I was going to use my drawers for analogy. I would never tell anybody, go from here to here, skip these leaders, unless there is a disconnect there, and there's some reason that they need a different leadership style. Y'all have many times, Lisa and I have both been on the morning Zoom. She's been here and we've done them sitting side by side. And you can see, even though we're on the same team, we have the same mission for your success. We love to teach and train and pour into you guys. We're totally opposite. Would y'all agree? We're two different leaders. And if you go to Lisa, she's going to shoot you straight. She's probably going to give you a kick in the butt. She's going to tell you exactly what you're not doing and get to work. Chas may do all those same things, but I'm going to love you around it. And not saying Lisa doesn't love, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? Y'all see that there's two different leadership styles and influence. So don't be afraid to plug in. Paul and Jason, our co-CEOs, they are yin yang. They are night and day different. That is okay. Plug into what you need when you need it. There's going to be times when you need a Lisa. There's going to be times when you need a Chas. There's going to be times, I always say, Tony Robbins was not my jam. I was like, he's cussing me out. Like, I don't like the dude. But when I was able to open my mind and listen to his leadership style, I was able to gather a lot of information. So as you're going into this season of getting back into a routine, getting back into a schedule, know and recognize the things that you're doing every single day. Is it bringing you energy? Is it growing your business? Is it bringing you fulfillment? And if it's draining you, then you need to plug into different sources. That even means some people on your team. There's going to be some people on your team that are going to suck the life out of you, and they're going to complain. They're going to talk about how the business isn't growing, how the product's not working. That's when you say to them, with all grace and love, are you taking your product correctly? Are you sharing the experience with people? Are you plugging into self-development? Are you doing things that are bringing energy into your life? And so there's only so much you can do for other people. You can't drag them to the finish line. You can't drag them. You can't go to their house every morning, put the capsules down their throat. You can't go turn on their YouTube channel and put on some self-development and encouragement. That's things they have to do. So you can only encourage them. And you can't spend all day dragging them, pulling them, listening to the complaints. Now, do we have things that we have to address in the business, and maybe, and hey, I want to ask y'all, because this is something, how has shipping been for you guys? Like, I have heard zero complaints on shipping. I know there for a while, for a hot minute, it was like crazy. But now, I mean, I'm thinking super great, right? Yes. Okay. Because I love that. And, when we were having shipping issues, we were getting a lot of complaints. People were just like, meh, meh, meh. And I loved, how many of y'all have read Jason's book, Thriving, Jason Kemper's book? So good, y'all. I loved reading it. I felt like I got to know Jason on a whole new level. But he talked about, all the things that you do right, people forget. But the second that you do something wrong, people remember that and they talk about it. And that's how it was with shipping. I had so many people, that even successful leaders, that I never hear from them, never hear anything from them, but the shipping was crazy. But instead of like putting in a ticket, being proactive and being that leader they needed to be, they wanted to hit the message box, be the complainer. And I'm like, wait, we need to get this plugged in. We need to let the our corporate staff know, this is horrible. We were seeing, even Amazon Prime was having problems with their shipping. So there was a lot, and I could tell those energy drainers, those people that just want to complain. And as you're prospecting, as you're looking for people, just know that there's going to be people in your newsfeed that they're not ready for change. They're not ready to start taking care of their body. They're not ready to start moving. They're not ready to self-develop. They're not ready for the level that you're at. And so you have to just love them there, but you can't stop there. You can't keep prospecting the same people that are not ready for change. You're going to have to find new people. And I say all the time, prospect up. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that anybody here does not need the product. It just means you need to start prospecting people that intimidate you, that maybe carry the cute purse, maybe have the cute kids, have the ideal family or the nicer house than you. You need to prospect up. You need to be prospecting people that you just would love to do business with them. You never know what's going on in their world. You never know. They may have the nice house, nice cars, and nice things, and they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They're broke as a joker. They may look like they are in the best shape, and they're struggling with an eating disorder, or they're needing to put weight on, or they're needing to lose weight. They're struggling with, so never, I would say not offer the product to someone, but if you are just tapping into the same people, the same market, you're going to have the same results. So you're going to have to prospect up. I got a message from one of my neighbors, and she said, hey, we're going to meet up in the morning. We're having mimosas. Would you like to come? Heck yeah. Even though I have plans this morning, I'm going to adjust my plans just to go by and say hi, just because, not because I want to make them thrive, because it's people that I want to plug into. They are new community, they are new circles for me, and that always has to be growing. If you're looking at your business, if you're looking at your cloud office and you're going, I'm not growing, I'm not seeing any growth, friends, it's the same for you as it is for me. That means we've got to make new connections, and it's not just posting something. I'm excited about heat. Check out this chill, something in a story, something in a reel, something in an Instagram. That will go far, but you've also got to be making and building those relationships. So, I'm not going to beat up the conversation about groups and new communities, but I will say that for me, being plugged into communities that are relevant, I'm in post-COVID groups, I'm in Jeep groups, I'm in some different specific groups that I'm in. And my goal is to get the badge in those groups, meaning that I am, yeah, you get, when you go into groups, you get, what is it called? Like the new member thing. It says new member. I want to be a top contributor. I want to be a top fan. I want to be somebody that's relevant and active in every group that I'm in. So if I'm in a group of 50,000 people, um, I don't, the group doesn't so much see what I post as they would in a group of like 5 or 10,000. So, um, be intentional, know what you're plugging into. Again, there's groups that I joined, like post-COVID groups, and some of those groups I've had to leave because they weren't. I joined them to kind of get an expectation of, what people are going through, information, not to tell me all the politics and conspiracy and all those things. So I've gotten out of some of those groups because they've been really draining. And I'm like, no, I want to be in groups that are energy giving, life giving, information giving, and not just general. I love people's opinions, and I love their voice in a respective way. So um, just getting connected to those things, being ready for fall. We're going to go into a fall season. How many of y'all are ready for pumpkin spice and all things nice? I was seeing some people's posts. It's funny to see some people are like, sit your pumpkin butts down. It's still summertime. And but I know for us here in Texas, it was like crazy hot. So we're like, oh, some good weather. But as you're going into fall, going into a season of change, remember to keep making people laugh, making people be attracted to you because you stand out. It's very easy for us to just blend in to the news feed and to be a part of what everybody is doing and saying. And one thing that I could say is so effective is sharing the stories. When we started in the beginning, that's really all we had. We had probably 9,000 stories on the fan page. Can y'all imagine that? There's like how many now? Like a bazillion. But sharing the stories, and everything, every class I still take, I still love to take classes and courses. Everything in the marketing industry says, tell a story, tell a story. So as far as telling stories, LaBelle has blown it out of the park. Um, Share the stories that are from the fan page, but I can mostly encourage you. I like to share stories that are from our team because I do know that that's going to benefit me, us. Then you may say, well, that person's not on my team. Here's the deal. You are going to harvest seeds that you've never planted, and you're going to plant seeds that you'll never harvest. And what that means is that you're going to maybe share somebody's story. And the truth is that they may relate to that person, try to find them and go thrive with them. That's the truth of this industry. It's awful. I don't like it, but that happens. However, if you are constantly that person that people are watching and people are going to, then they're going to go to you. They're going to know you as that expert. And here's the thing, I don't want somebody to come or have to take somebody that doesn't want to thrive with me. If they relate to someone else and they're going to grow and flourish with someone else, and I know a lot of times people go, well, that's easy for you to say. You've built a business. I've been like that from the beginning, friends. I promise you. You can ask Amber, you can ask Maria. I have always said I want them to go where they're going to grow. Yesterday, I got a call from a friend that is, we've been friends for, gosh, years. And she said, hey, I have a friend that I want to get with you. She's having a little problems with her DFT. She's a thriver. She had all these questions, but yet she wasn't thriving with me. She's not even in our organization. And, yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, why didn't she pick me? Well, that wasn't the connection. That was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. So there's going to be people. And remember, when you help others, when you're good to others, and when you share, maybe you share a story, someone on our team that doesn't have that one person that they need, that second person to help them thrive for free. You're helping our community, you're helping our space of thrivers. So don't be afraid. I know a lot of times people, I get this all the time, and it's, I don't want to share so and so's story because if I share their story, they're going to go thrive with them. Then let them thrive with them. They're relatable. So that's why every time I share someone's story, I say, this is my friend, this is my, well, I say my friend because, or and then I personalize it. I'm so proud of her, or something that connects me to it. So it's not just a stranger, it's not just some story that I found on the internet. It's a real person with real results that I really know. And when I do it that way, not just hitting share, or not just saying, oh, look at, I take ownership and that I know this person. 9 out of 10 times they'll come back to me and go, hey, I saw your story about Megan, or I saw your story about Steph, or whatever. And, you know, I just resonated with that. And so they'll come back to you because you've owned and taken ownership of the friendship, of the story. Now, if you just hit share on Johnny's story or whatever, we're all a Thrive community. I still own that relationship as I'm so proud of this thriving friend or this thriving whatever. So make sure the way you're wording those shares is that you're associated with them so that person can come back to you and connect with you. Um, Again, just talking about our algorithms and news feeds, just remember, go back through. It's mid-month-ish. Go back through, make sure you're cleaning up. I had some wake time in the middle of the night, and so I went in there and started cleaning up. And just remember, every day people are jumping off of Facebook and getting on Facebook, getting on all your social platforms. The different platforms, there's so many new ones now. I was watching a YouTube the other day and she talked about a new platform. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even. But make sure you're doing that cleanup on your friends list. um, you know I find so many that I go back through, and they got off Facebook because they don't like Facebook or whatever the reason is. And so that's just taking up space. And if they come back on Facebook, and they start posting again and they want to send me a friend request and I have that availability, then they can do that. But going in there and cleaning that up, being very super intentional, with commenting, liking, and engaging and doing all those things, you've got to do that. And that's part of the work. Um, I'm still very, very actively doing the comments, likes, and engages on my Instagram. That's just the two platforms that I work with, Facebook and Instagram. And just really being super intentional with how many likes, how many shares, how many engagements, how many conversations. I got on that webinar that Trent was on, and they recommended in the webinar, they said, connect as a community, connect. And so there was like 700 people on that. And I didn't message 700 people, but in that conversation where we were in the chat room, we were dropping our handles, our Instagram handles, and I took the time to intentionally message those people, screenshot all their handles, get connected with them on Instagram, because obviously if we're liking, yes, the Rise webinar, if we're liking Trent Shelton, and if we're liking the content that's on there, we have some of the same like-minded things. So that was my opportunity. I had to seize that moment. It wasn't really where I could wait 24 hours or 48 hours and I'm this weirdo. Remember, being relevant into the time. If you're traveling somewhere, first day of school pictures, if you're looking through those hashtags, first day of school, going in and making sure that you're saying, oh my gosh, the kids are getting so big, being intentional, true valuable conversation. Yesterday, there was somebody that popped up in my newsfeed. I hadn't talked to her in a while, and I was going to send her a message and be all light and love. And I read her post first. I'm very stickler on that. Find out what's going on in their life before you just randomly send them a message. And I'm thankful that I did, because her family just had a tragic house fire. She lost her mother-in-law. It was just a horrible situation. So I was able to be relevant with what she's got going on. And it's just so much of being intentional on our social spaces. So I say that all the time, but it's so true and so powerful. And when you are intentional, people will intentionally come back to you as the expert, whether it's the product, whether that's the business. Now, I mean, people think I'm a COVID expert, and I am zero COVID expert. I just have an experience. So now I have an experience with my Thrive, personally, physically, financially. And so that's why people come to me. And that's the same way that you build your community and build your audience. And so anything that I do, whether I'm watching a YouTube video, whether I'm looking at a spa, anything, I'm looking at, and I have to brag on Jill. I don't know if she's on, I would doubt it because she's on a different time zone, but I don't know if you guys are getting the commercials on I don't know what they're called. Well, they're Gollies or Jollies or something. And I will say I have tried them. So they're good vitamin, but they have a sleep product, a rest product, and it has ashwagandha in it. And I'm probably not pronouncing it. But one of the things I love to do is, those people are having conversations about the product. Does it help with sleep? My doctor told me to try this. And I saw Jill's post on there, and she said, I love ashwagandha because this product has that in there. And it's genius because it gives people that are in that relevant conversation, someone that says she loves ashwagandha, they can come to her and go, oh, so you've tried this. Well, even if she hasn't tried that particular product, she has tried that ingredient, but it's in our product. So those are just things that you can be intentional with, growing your reach, growing your market, and not using social media just as entertainment, getting stuck on the scroll hole, that you're really using it to grow your business. So Shannon, what else do I need to cover? Do we need to talk about promos? When does our double triple end? And then Vegas qualifications. What else do I need to talk
Vegas
about?
qualifications is the end of this month. Summer Operation Winning is the end of this month. I think Double Triple Fast starts is the 24th.
I think so. I was thinking 24, 25. And then Paul's got his promo thing that he sent that email out on.
Yeah, he extended that.
Oh, I didn't make my Vegas. I was kind of close. Here's the thing. If you didn't hit your trip goal, guys, that's set there to give you a mile marker. Do not ever feel defeated because you can't go or didn't, but you always work toward it. Why would you leave something on the table? Well, I can't go. Okay, well, if you're really trying to work this as a business, use that goal. Yes, the Philippines, how many, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, I've always wanted to do a mission trip to the Philippines. But I know that this is exciting for a lot of new people. And here's the thing, you don't know if someone's there, doing missionary work. You don't know if somebody's there, military. You have no clue why somebody would move off. So just ask. I know I posted yesterday, we're going to the Philippines, and I got people messaging me, are you going to the Philippines? Like, I used to live there. I mean, just all these different things. So it's just conversation starter. And I don't even know what I was talking about. What was I saying, Shannon? Doo-doo-doo-doo. I was saying something before I got distracted with the Philippines. But anyway,
Talking
you
about Vegas and if you didn't reach your
yeah.
goals.
So you want to, thank you. You want to work towards those things just for that qualification. And it's good for your business to say, qualified for this trip. Even if you don't want to go, or you choose not to go, or can't go, it's just a good thing. And the qualifications, case, I have to qualify just like you do. It's not that you get to a certain rank and you have a free pass. So just thinking through, what does it require for its new customers, new promoters, and volume, that sort of thing. That gives you the opportunity to get new business to continue to grow your team. The doubles and triples, yeah, you can, have people in your team order product and, put stock product on their shelf, but it's really a great opportunity for you to bring new people into the business. And again, this is that time where I talk about often hitting up those lists. So when doubles and triples were announced, that's your time where you hit that list of people that they're always looking for a sale. They're always looking for half off. They're always looking for free product. They're always looking to stock up on product. Those are the people that you go to first, because those are your sale people. They're looking for a good deal. So you want to make sure that you're using your list, you're being intentional, who's on your list, who your mamas are, who your boy moms are, who your outdoor people are, who your workout people are, who your DIY people are, who your crafters are, that sort of thing, so that when you have something that's intentional, the travelers, people that love to travel in your newsfeed, that you can go to them with, hey, we just hit this new promotion. We're going to Vegas, or we're going to Cabo, or we just opened up in the Philippines. I know that you've traveled all over the world. Do you by any chance know anybody? This is super exciting for us. And so that is those conversations that are not spammy. Try my product, sign up for free. Things that are relevant. Again, I'm super proponent for be relevant. And again, as you travel, or as something comes up, your Flex Friday hashtags, those are things that are relevant. Hey, Amy, I saw that you posted Flex Friday. It may have nothing to do with Thrive. It may have nothing to do with, other than, the kids are back to school, whatever it is, but you still use the same hashtag on that day and you're relevant. Just like I said with the webinar that I was on, that was an opportunity for me to tap into 500-700 people that we were doing the same thing at the same time. So it wasn't weird. But I didn't touch all 700 people. But when you say, I don't have any new people to talk to, I don't have any growth in my network, those are things. If you're getting on a YouTube video, any YouTube video that I watch, I go to the comment section. I like to look at people that are watching the same thing. And even if it's an old video, but I loved it, and I saw that, say somebody, Shannon's on there, and she says, this was great information, blah, 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 tip, I will comment, because those notifications go back to those people. I'm even that weirdo that if it has their name, I'm going to go on Facebook and try to find them, or go on Instagram and try to find them, because if we're doing the self-development, if we're doing things in the same spaces, we obviously have some like-mindedness, and maybe there's a connection that we can have across the product or across the opportunity. So, I titled this opportunity, experience, and options. And it really is. It's options of our time. It's options of our finances. It's options physically, meaning options of being able to chase the kids, chase the grandkids, or being able to just relax once we're empty nesters, whatever it is. You deserve that, and you can have that here. I want to really, really encourage you. I don't usually say go spend money, or I'm always about download it, watch it for free. But if you have not read Jason Camper's book, I challenge you to read it. It's a really good book. And the thing with that book is it gives you an insight of our company. It gives you an insight. I'm waiting for Paul's book to come out so you can get the other side of the story. But it gives you kind of an idea of their mind. And I was telling Pat the other day, I said, babe, I am so confident in where this company is going. I am so confident in what we have our hands on just reading that book. Now, um, in the book, a funny story. So when I started, if you know, in this book, he talks about he was Simon Camper. So when we started Thrive, we were all calling him Simon. That was when he was just like one time we had a call or something and they said Jason. I'm like, who is Jason? And because we all called him Simon, and he's still to this day Simon Camper in my phone. Um, so and you'll understand that when you read the book. But Jason has always been like, he's like the one that when he talks, everybody listens. Now, not like when Paul talks, nobody listens, but Paul's like our cheerleader, he's kind of like me. He's going to talk, he's going to rah, he's going to be saying the same things over and over. They're like, oh, there he goes again. But he's such a mentor. And I know him on a much deeper level, not just a mentor, but a friend. But Jason, I don't know him on that on that level. It's more business. Anytime I've called him, I am confident. He's got like a jalapeno emoji, like firecracker, hothead emoji by my name on his phone. Or he doesn't have me saved, one of the two. But it's always been just a business, cut and dry. I talk to him a topic and that's it. Where Paul will like chase squirrels all around for 45 minutes. And
black on black, red on red.
And Camper is definitely very intentional and definitely
Black
focused.
and black, red on red.
Just being able to, I don't know if I can mute. Can you, Shannon?
I got him.
So I just want to encourage you, if you haven't, take the time and read that book. If you've got a birthday coming up or something, extra commissions, get the book. It just gives you an insight about the business and the focus. I love how he talks about being sure that our company is operating into integrity, being sure that we are on the highest level of efficacy and things like that. So what I'm saying to you is if you haven't found the right people yet, if you haven't built to where you want to be yet, you are in the right place and you have the right product and you are attached to the right company. Don't you dare give up because you haven't found the right person. Do you need to plug into new people? Yes. Do you need to do things outside the box? Yes. If you're not where you want to be right now, you've got to do some things that are different. That doesn't mean quit doing what you're doing. Continue to do those things, evaluate them, check them, make sure they're bringing life to your business, bringing life to your soul, bringing life to your relationships. But if they're not bringing growth, you've got to go where you can grow. So that means that you have got to plug in to opportunities to be involved in your schools, to be involved in your community, to get your face out there, to be known as a thriver, not just on social spaces, but in real life. But I can say, now it's not that before I read that book, I had any doubt, but we can look at this industry and you can look at, companies that have been around 50, 60 years and companies that are here today and gone tomorrow, and looking at the thought process and the philosophies and the foundation that our co-CEO has. He's going to take us to billions, not just 1 billion, not just 2 billion, but $1 billion as a team. And I want to be a part of that. Not because I need more money, not because I need more square footage, because I want to reach more people. I want to continue to be that person when someone says, there's this organization that you're a part of and they're given to Haiti or they're given to Afghanistan or they're given local in my community. I want to see a need and I want to meet it. I want to meet it because it doesn't burden my budget. It doesn't put strain on my finances. I want to be able to give more. I want to be able to do more because when God puts it in my hands, I'm going to put it right back out into the field. So whatever your reason is for this business, whether it's to pay for college, whether it's put savings or buy your house or pay off your house or whatever it is, you're in the right place. It is going to take work. For me, I've been working since 2014 in this business, really, working hard, building a foundation, long nights, long travels, long things, just in the grind, like nose down, butt up. But 2020, what year are we in? 21, 2020, 21. I had to step back from it. And it's the first time that I've stepped back from work like that. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't take vacations, but being not able literally to show up for my team, myself, I've worked since I was 14 years old. That's never happened. But having that foundation, that what I've worked on and what I've worked towards kept going in that time where I couldn't. And that's what you have. That's what this residual income is. I'm going to wrap it up because I know we have our thing. But if you've seen that meme, it says, if you knew the power of residual income, you would bust through a wall to get it. And that is so true, because you can have this as a side hustle. You can have this as a main hustle. You can have this as a third hustle. You can have it as primary, whatever it is. But don't you dare give up. Don't you slow down. Find balance, but don't you slow down. Growing your network, growing your team, loving on people, sharing the stories, sharing opportunity, whether you're where you want to be physically or financially. Don't you dare give up in this game. So what day are we on, and who's reading for us?
Starr is going to read for us. We are on day 11 of 100 Days of Peace. But before Starr starts reading, if you have not won yet in the Morning Vibe Tribe, I would like you to drop me in the comments after Starr reads. We'll have Chastity pick a winner, and then you guys will message me, Shannon Cochran, Cochran, in Messenger, and I'll send you a graphic of what it is. All right, Starr, go ahead, take it away.
All right. Day 11, ask God. So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find it. Knock and the door will be opened to you. And that's Luke chapter 11, verse 9. How often do you ask God for his help and his wisdom? Occasionally? Intermittently? Whenever you experience a crisis, hopefully you've acquired the habit of asking for God's assistance early and often. And hopefully you have learned to seek his guidance in every aspect of your life. Jesus made it clear to his disciples, they should petition God to meet their needs. So should you. Genuine, heartfelt prayer produces powerful changes in you and in your world. When we lift our heart to God, you open yourself to a never-ending source of divine wisdom and infinite love. God can do great things through you if you have the courage to ask him and the determination to keep asking him. But don't expect him to do all the work. When you do your part, he will do his part. And when he does, you can expect miracles to happen. God stands at the door and waits. When you knock, he opens. When you ask, he answers. Your task, of course, to make God a full partner in every aspect of your life, in good times and in hard times, and to seek his guidance prayerfully, confidently, and often. Some quotes to go along with the reading today. God will help us become the people we are meant to be, if only we will ask him. And that's Hannah Whitall Smith. The God of the galaxies is a God who knows when your heart is broken and he can heal it. And that's Warren W. Some people think God does not like to be troubled with our constant coming and asking. The way to trouble God is not to come to him. And that's D.L. Moody. For further reflection, you can go to 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 11, Matthew chapter 21, verse 22, John chapter 14, verses 13 through 14, and 16, verse 24, and Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. Today's prayer. Father God, when I have a question or fears, I will turn to you. When I am weak, I will seek your strength. When I am discouraged, Father, I will be mindful of your love and your grace. I will ask you for the things I need, Father, and I will trust your answers today and forever. Amen. Guys, real quick, if you do follow me on social media, I went live with the devotionals this morning from a different book, and it is very much aligned. I don't have the best reading skills, but I encourage you to go check it out if you're into this reading, because it's very, very aligned.
I absolutely love that. That's walking out of your comfort zone, guys. If Starr just said she's not the best reader, it doesn't matter. She's trying. That's out of her comfort zone. Hey, Chastity, would you like to go ahead and please pick a winner?
Okay, I'm gonna pick two. Melissa Toomey and let me see, Lisa Wallace for our winners. And then I know this is going to bombard you, Shannon, but I'm going to ask you to do this because I know you're a servant leader. The first 5 people that message you and the 2 that I picked too, if they haven't gotten Jason's book yet, they can have a choice to have that. I'll get that sent to them. But the first 5 people that will message you that have not read his book, but they promise to read it. This is not a paperweight, okay? Or a dust collector, and you have not read his book and want to read it, message Shannon with a tip or something you got from the call this morning, or a tip for us, something that you can share that you're using in your business that's growing. And if you'll share that with her, the first 5 plus our 2, and then Shannon, get me that and I'll get that out to them. So that's how important I think it is for us to read it and understand the foundation of our business and where we are. And Shannon, if you haven't read it, just for serving us, I'll make sure you get one too. So it's just so good. And it's worth your read. It's a purse read. It's one of those I say you can throw in your bag, read it in the carpool line, read it sitting in the grocery line, whatever it is. So anyway, love you guys. Y'all have a great Flex Friday. Hey, don't just post a flex, have fun with it. Do something with your kiddos. They're already annoyed with you for the first day of school pictures. Make them flex with you today on Friday. Have fun. We used to run challenges. Maybe I need to do that. I used to give credits and stuff for Flex Friday, but let's have fun with it. Enjoy and be passionate about what you have, because you have something that's life-changing. So go out there, change the world. Love y'all, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.